Ka Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center haka arpo artarik leber kala pelat Paidbah ya kakali ka bakit iki Briew ki badon jing Duna haki Dkhot met kum ki bamla aban yad lani ki Shillong haka wheelchair. Hakani ka sngi la pelat Paidbah ya kani kakali de Reverend Dr. R.R. Conville haka jingedon rengkat lang u Dr. G. Rengat u Pastor Terence William Wanshong bat ke Dr. Lahun Lang Solia kabalong ke Director jang ka Physical Medical and Rehabilitation. Haba ajeng kran hakani ke jingalang nakaliang ka kong rinalin nong dahar. Kalabatay halor ke rukom long rukom im haka jing Duna haki Dkhot met.
This vehicle for wheelchair passengers, wheelchair people. Amen.
As we have officially launched the wheelchair accessible vehicle, let's give a warm round of applause to Reverend Dr. R.R. Conville once again. Demonstration after the program to those of you who would like it.
By these specially made it's quoted. Let's do that. So as you can see, there's enough room.
To ask for hassle-free travel. It is simply a luxury for us now, and that's why we have stopped traveling by bus. Shillong is one of the 100 cities identified by the Government of India to be developed as a smart city. It is mentioned in the Shillong Smart City project that the vision for the city is to transform Shillong into a citizen-friendly city. How friendly is it for the differently abled and for the elderly citizens living among us? We may not have experienced trauma as they have, or know the hurt, or imagine the struggle they face. We may have a variety of choices to get from one place to another: a scooter, a taxi, a bus, a bike, or the best, we can walk, but they cannot. This here may seem like something small. Yes, it may be so. For those of us who do not struggle, it is small. But for those who struggle, it is not small. What we begin here today is for those living with disabilities amongst us. For those who do not have the liberty or the freedom to go to their places of worship, who cannot go shopping to Police Bazaar, those who cannot socialize because they cannot travel without it being a hassle to their families, as we have just heard. We are here to support those of you who cannot travel with ease, and we hope it will begin to make a difference in your lives. Today, we introduce the wheelchair accessible vehicle, which will help us to take a step toward that vision of being a citizen-friendly city. This is not only the first in this city, but in this state and in the entire northeast of India, as far as we know. There are only a handful of these wheelchair accessible vehicles in the country, and this here is one of them. At this point, I need to express my gratitude to a few people who are the reason that the project has come to fruition.
A person living with disability. A person living with disability. So I always heard it as I heard from Dr. Komon Ronhat So you always given, whenever you given an orientation to receive this in the society, you will say that disability is not in a person. It's actually lies in the environment that we are living. Not that I realize, even after I heard it from you, but yeah. When I keep on thinking about if you are living in the environment where I could access, I could do things by myself, I can do things by myself, I realize disability is not really in a person. But yeah, actually before I heard the word kamsa, I took it, I keep it with me. I was always thinking that I was accepting myself as a person with disability, and I think I cannot do it because that is the mindset you can insist in that. And I mean at home or in the society where you're living, anywhere you're living, you believe that you are disabled, you cannot do anything. People see a problem in us, right? They see us. When they see a person with disability, they will say disability is in us and it's not in the environment, once again. But let me tell you, disability is really not in the person. It is lies in the environment we are living. Like, I can say, maybe not, before coming to that, let me say, when we say accessibility means, or accessibility has a deepest meaning to my understanding, accessibility has a deepest meaning towards an independent life of a person with disability.
It's unfortunate that common public transport in our city, like buses and taxis, are not equipped to carry passengers who are using the wheelchair. I remember I read about a lady in New York. Her name was Ruby. She had a wheelchair and she wanted to visit a friend in the other end of New York, so she went down the lift to the door and waited for a taxi. And she hailed and taxi. No one would stop for her because there was no room for her in the taxi. Patients with physical disabilities find it very difficult to go from here to there. And relatives and friends are there for a great help. But I know that many feel lost. They cannot do this on their own. And friends, I have experienced that in my own life. And my wife, the past year, had to be in bed. Because they also are aware that those who are taking care of them have other things to do. We who have to take care of our relatives and friends with disabilities are not aware of this feeling, that we feel rather embarrassed that they are being pampered. Dr. Aaron took this challenge and a vision to have in Shillong a taxi for wheelchair patients became more compelling for her as she helped many other PMNs sector. She knew that a wheelchair should have been an easy experience for anybody else who would use public transport. She felt that it is important for wheelchair users as well as disabled people need to have a taxi that they can regularly go and avoid any difficulties without any stresses that may occur and break off the weight from their mind when trying to go around. That's why I think we are here in a day that will be marked in the annals of the history of Northeast India, medical history, that the first wheelchair taxi began with Dr. Lahun in Shillong.